What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You're here for a recap and review of Power Book 3. This is Raising Kanan, Episode 2, Flip Mode of Season 3. Did I say Season 3 already? I don't know, but I might have. Anywho, child, as y'all can see, last week I did not give y'all a review or recap on Episode 1. I was in the hospital. And to be honest, I am not feeling my best today. All my numbers have been off the chart. Wacky today. So I'm going to try to get through this recap and review as best as possible. Flip mode, honey. Flip mode. I know, like I said, I didn't go over everything that happened last episode. I blended Season 2's finale in with Season 3's premiere. It was a summary. I told you it was a summary in the beginning. Well, last episode, I told you it all. It ended with Unique and Raq getting busy. I told y'all I was not here for it. It's now 2 weeks later into the episode, and I'm still not here for it. Okay, we lost a lot of people transitioning over to Season 3, and a lot of the things that I wanted to see happen is starting to happen or starting to unfold here in Episode 2. But this Raq and this Unique thing, I am not feeling it. They've been fucking around for 2 weeks, as I said. And it just don't match. It don't make sense. It's nasty to me. It tastes bad on my tongue. It tastes just as bad as that butter pecan ice cream that they're eating. Actually, you know what? I don't know if butter pecan ice cream good or not. I just know that every black mama in the damn 80s was eating butter pecan. If your mama over the age of 60, grandparent, they favorite ice cream is butter pecan if they black. Most cases. If they not, it's probably pistachio. I don't know what it was with pistachio and butter pecan ice cream during that day of time, but that's what their favorite shit was. Ask them. It's one of them two. I bet you any dollar, down to dollar, that is butter pecan or pistachio. Well, she up here being fed butter pecan ice cream by Unique, and in bust the Italians. Okay. Last week I said that it was Scott Baio, but then I wasn't sure who it was. Baby, this is Tony freaking Danza. Who's the boss? Taxi. Tony Danza. It's not Scott Baio. Scott Baio is Chachi. And Wax On, Wax Off. The Karate Kid. Ain't that Scott Baio? Anywho, child. Is that Scott Baio? It don't matter. This is Tony Danza. He's playing Stefano, who Unique is calling Linguini. Okay, so he snatches up Raq and Unique. And I don't know. A lot of Courtney Kempism was displayed in this episode to me because it didn't make sense. Now, Raq whole fucking crew just got wet the fuck up, okay? At the end of the last season, beginning the first, the whole fucking crew got wet up. The Bailey house, the other house, the New Jersey house, Lou Studio, everybody got wet the fuck up. Raq house, you know what I'm saying? So, it is amazing to me that Stefano is coming to Raq to tell Raq she need to take out Sal. Of course, you know, they got these honor amongst thieves with the Italians. They're not supposed to take out each other. The mob bosses aren't. So, but Stefano says Sal has been a thorn in his side for a long fucking time. And not only does he want Sal to go, the rest of the family do. And if Raq don't do this, then the whole other 5 families of Italians gonna come together and stand with Sal against her. Now, Raq claimed, you know, she out the game. This is the story that she been telling everybody. He said, you ain't out the game. You work for me. If you don't do this for me, not only am I taking out you, I'm taking out your whole crew and the rest of everybody that you love. But damn near everybody that she love, they still exist. But Lou ain't fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? Her son ain't fucking with her. She ran off Symphony. Unique really, he faking the funk to me. Him and Prashina, is her name Prashina, his girlfriend? Unique got something funny dunny going on, fucking around with Raq. Maybe he just want the poontang or whatever it is, but something ain't right with this whole situation. Okay, but yeah, her crew gone. Like who the fuck is still her crew? I mean, whole season 1 we was trying to figure out who the fuck her crew was in the first place. Season 2 the whole crew got wet up. Who the fuck left? Who is left of the crew? Well, she decided, you know, as long as he give her the time and date, she gonna get it done, right? And as long as she get this done for him, she wipes her hands clean as an Italian. He said, cool. He fine with that. He ain't got no problem with that. So be it, from his mouth to God's ears, you know. That's what's gonna happen. The benefit of taking out Sal, I don't know. But somewhere along the way, Raq made a statement that said that when she talked to Marvin about placing the hit, and of course he better not miss, but she talked about him placing the hit, that they was gonna make more money off of the deal with Stefano than they ever would anyway, still doing business over in Jersey. But you say you out. What kind of money are you making? Stefano ain't paying you nothing. He only giving you your life. That's the only payment you getting, is to keep your life and the life of your loved ones. What money are y'all planning to make? So this tells me that Raq ain't out the game, child. Raq ain't out the game. It's something else going on, honey bunny. It's something else going on. Okay, now we go to, this may not be in order, child. We go to Burke's funeral. I don't know why the police always get Scottish bagpipes when they do the funerals. They got the Scottish bagpipes going. And Howard goes up there and gives the eulogy. And everything he said was facts, that she was too good of a cop. She got in her own way. If she just knew how good of a cop she was, then she probably wouldn't be in the situation that she in, you know, type of situation. And the chief, who's actually the captain, but I call him the chief, he was like, yeah, you know, that was moving, that was shocking, and moving, the words that you had to say, considering she's about to take down your whole fucking career. He was like, you know, I ain't got no hard feelings against her. You know, she did what she had to do. But the twin, girlfriend, her name is Fold. Twin is trying to talk to her daddy to let her know, this is what she told me. If anything ever happened to me, take a look at Burke. You know what I'm saying? But daddy is so hard pressed against her being a lesbian, he ain't hearing her. He ain't hearing nothing that she got to say. Told her get the fuck out of his face, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. She also goes to Captain to tell him the same thing. And he basically saying, look, we don't even want to hear her name. So don't even breathe it. She was involved with fucking with kids, tampering with evidence, doing this, that, and third. Her name is a sword on somebody's tongue. Don't even speak her name right now. IAD, what do we call them? Internal affairs, yeah. And IAD is got enough up their sleeve right now trying to figure her shit out. But he wants Burke to look Howard to look into Burke and find out if there's any stone unturned. Now she was investigating him and trying to tell the captain about all the dubious deeds that he's been doing. But now he wants him to investigate her to see if there's anything else that may come up. Well, we know Fold, twin, she got a whole lot of information about what Burke had been looking into, but don't nobody want to hear her. Don't nobody want to listen to it. So it's very possible she's going to go to IA. I don't know. I don't even understand why IA is still involved, considering that she's dead. What are they trying to prove this? Why is IA still investigate a dead cop? There would be no need to. As far as I know, IA do not investigate dead cops. Once that person is no longer in service, whether it be by them quitting, retiring, or dying, case closed with IA. But that's, like I said, that's Courtney Kempisms going on right there. But what else would happen? They are ruling it as a suicide. Because remember, Howard cleaned down the gun and put it in her hand, and they trying to make it seem like she had so much dubious stuff going on out in the world that she just couldn't handle the pressure anymore, and she killed herself. They should know that from the angle of the gun that damn show she didn't shoot herself in the head. Even from where the place where her hand would have fell if she did, yeah, whatever. But that's just me, the investigator police. Anywho, so basically Fold twin ain't getting no help. She ain't getting no help, no understanding. But the FBI is now moving into the precinct as well, because they looking at the threats on the Italians. It's dead Italians popping up all over town. So the FBI is now involved, because the FBI, the Italians are like mafioso type thing. So they probably already in the spotlight of the FBI. And it's dead Italians popping up all around. So now they're moving in town to try to set up a sting or operation to take a look into the Italians. And I'm like, what happened to all these dead drug dealers around town? The same time and same place as these dead Italians. Ain't nobody investigating into that? Huh, Courtney Kemp? Ain't nobody investigating into that? That's just me. Okay. But Howard, of course, is real concerned about the connection with the Italians and the FBI, because he know that Raq was heavily involved with them. He know that all the gunfight and everything that was going down this past couple weeks had to do with Raq and those fucking Italians, So there's that there. Like I said, Kanan and Raq still not speaking to each other either. He's still living over there with Fame. Kanan thinks he's making smart moves, but you fucking with Fame. That tells me right there that you ain't too smart. Okay. But they trying to find ways to make some money, because he don't want to go back home to live with his doggone mama. His mama tried to bring him a car. Now, the man who Keena, my daughter, is named after, he had a red Mustang 5.0 like that too. Gold tips. He had everything gold though. The gold rims. He had the gold knobs. He switched up and made everything 24 karat gold. His top didn't even work on his car though. He let that top stay down, but if he lifted that bitch, it was gold too. That's how them 5.0s was the joint back in the 80s, baby. Them 5.0s was the shit, okay? Oh, I used to love riding in Keno car. I swear I did. Her was flowing, blah, 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 blah. Had a California love. We was out there in LA, baby, cruising down the street in his 5.0. I know it ain't a 6.4. It's 5.0. He had a 5.0 Mustang. Anyway, I used to love that motherfucking car. We was stunting on them hoes. We was stunting on them. He was stunting on them niggas. I was stunting on the hoes. Just riding with my boat. Okay, anywho. So, Kanan took a ride in the car with his mom and everything. And he brings up the fact that they're saying that the cop killed herself, that it was suicide. And Raq is blowing it off like she don't know too much about it, She say that sometimes the cops take care of their own, and they ruled it as a suicide. He said, oh, so she died in the suicide the same way Scrap died in the suicide. And Raq is like, yeah, but she don't realize that what she's saying is, yeah, they killed their own like we killed our own. And that's what Kanan heard loud and clear. He jumped out the car like, fuck this car. If I'm going to buy me a car, I'm going to buy my own, right? See, Kanan has already heard making moves with this new white dude that's moving to Paloma's apartment. When the fuck did Paloma move? Maybe I missed that last episode. Because Fame went and took Paloma's gun. And then Fame killed Freddie with Paloma's gun. So now there's a body on the gun. So maybe Paloma and them had to move, whatever. But the new white dude has moved into there. I don't trust none of these white people in this episode, y'all. They bring in a whole new crew of white folks into Power season 3. This was mainly a predominantly black show. We had a few little white people sprinkled in now, but they bring a lot more white cast in. And most of them, I don't know. Anyway, this older dude, he run a bike courier service. My granddaddy used to do bike courier service, baby. LA is full of bike courier services. I'm assuming in New York is the same. And they go and deliver whatever these people want delivered that ain't going through the mail, because the mail is still inspecting stuff at this particular time. I gotta sneeze. Thank you. I know some of y'all said bless you. Okay, anyway. So, Kanan is peeped this dude's whole little organization. He tried to offer them a job because Fame was like, why we don't go get some work with him? We see he got jobs. Basically down there paying the little bike boys a little money, $60 a day or what have you, for 8 hours a day to go make these few runs. We got 21 runs that ain't being made because we ain't got enough bodies to fill them or whatever. You want a job? Kanan like, no. Kanan sat there and thought about the shit fit that this was a business opportunity for him. He told the guy he's going to be selling weed, and the dude's going to be dropping off bags of weed all across town to these different places and establishments, whatever. And he's going to use the bike delivery service in order to do so. My thing is, where did Kanan get the clientele? First of all, I don't think it's weed. I think it's dope. I think it's crack or coke, whatever, But where did he get the clientele? All over. He didn't get the type of spread. He didn't know his mama's whole organization. He don't know where places are lacking, dough bag boys. He don't know where places are like. Where Kanan get the connects? in order to have these courier service boys, these dope bag boys, these dope boys, whatever, to ride all over New York and make connects. Where did Kanan get that information? He didn't get it from his mama. He ain't learned that much from her. Most of her organization is shut down. Kanan ain't talked to none of the big heads. Most of the big heads dead anyway. Where Kanan get this information from, Courtney Kemp? There's some more Kempism going on. But Kanan decided to run this dude, and now he's like, running his own thing at this particular point. Now, Lou drinking. That's all he doing pretty much. Saying fuck Raq and drinking all day long. He pretty pissed off because the part I forgot to tell y'all last week is about how Lou and Raq got into it. And he found out that Raq basically owned all the Crown shares in his business. If anything should happen to Crown, everything is transferred over to Raq. I still didn't understand the balance of it all, how she would own him too, because Crown didn't no longer own 50% shares. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't own all that anymore. But Raq basically told Lou, fuck you, I own you. And I've always owned you. Everything you do, every breath you take, every move you make, I own your ass. You know what I'm saying? And but now that Raq saying that she out the game and she ain't doing shit no more. Now it ain't a problem. When Lou wanted to step out, how he was being weak, he was being a punk. He wasn't about that money. He wasn't about eating. But she owned him and he needed to do what the fuck that she say do. And now that she won't out, it's like, well, fuck it, y'all. I'm out. Ain't nobody got nothing to say about that. I'm done. I'm finished, right? Finito. And so Lou is pretty in his motherfucking feelings about that. So that's all he doing is drinking and drinking and drinking. He up in the club making a scene and causing a ruckus and everything. Fucking around with these white girls. And I'm like, what is going on with Lou? Usually the Latinas is more your speed. But while he's in the club, Marvin just sitting there watching him like, this motherfucker idiot here. I'm just have to keep my eye on my dumb ass little brother right now because he's real stupid right now. But he noticed that these two white dudes was watching him. And he goes up to the bathroom. Come to find out these two white dudes say they want some coke. I don't trust it. One, okay, the 80s, I was born in the 70s. But I kind of grew up on a little part of the 80s. I was hitting the clubs I wasn't supposed to be in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Hip-hop clubs. They was predominantly black. You ain't see no white people up in there. Maybe one. But this is a very integrated club. And this is New York, so maybe I'm wrong about the club scene in the 80s, in the 90s, in the hip-hop club. Because I didn't go to New York then. But it's very unusual for me to see this mix of diverseness, this mix of people in this hip-hop club in the 80s. And then you got these two white dudes. One is dressed in suspenders. Who wears suspenders like that? Cops. I wouldn't trust their ass, right? Marvin don't bother to check their ass for no wire. Nothing like that. Ask them who they are. Nothing like that. That's all he was able to do was broker a deal with them that he can get them some drugs. Now, apparently there's supposed to be a few kilos or grams left over from the Bailey. Should have been a lot more than that since Raq is out the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? They were able to dump most of the damn dope, about all of the dope downstairs before the Italians came in and kicked into place. No, but Marvin went to her, asked her, said, okay for him to go ahead and sell some shit. She said, as long as they ain't around us. What's us, Raq? You out the game. What us is there? What us are you talking about? He's not encroaching on any territory if you're out of the fucking game. But he agreed that he wasn't going to do no business around where business is supposed to be done with her. Okay? And he going to, I guess, have his white boys contact him. And he going to start selling out there in the burbs. I think at some point he going to run into Kanan. I think that's what's going to happen. Because Kanan got his courier boys going out there to these connects that he ain't never made before in life. But I digress. Okay, so, what else happened? Kanan, Marvin, okay. But in the meantime, okay, Marvin is still plotting to take on Sal, right, for Raq. He goes by Lou's crib, like say Lou's drinking, like he normally is. And he asked him to be a lookout for him, just help him scope the place. Lou said, "This for Raq? Fuck no, I ain't doing it. Shut the door." That was the end of the discussion, right? Marvin went and go steal a postal truck off the post office lot. Now, I don't know what fucking post office lot out there they got dogs. Not Nan. Not Nan. Got no. I thought that was a fucking tow yard. That's what I thought it was. But all the mail trucks and postal trucks there, ain't no postal property got dogs. Anywho, not even in the fucking 80s. But anywho, he goes steals this damn post office truck. It don't make the news and nothing like that the truck been stolen. He just driving around in this postal vehicle, and all postal vehicles have numbers on them. It's like their license plates. But he rolling around in this postal vehicle, none the wiser to any legal authority or figure. Ain't nobody looking for this government vehicle that's been stolen. Well, the FBI, because they so cool with Sal, or they been watching Sal, they heard the hot tip on the street that it's a hit out there for him. How? How did they know that there was a hit? Somebody explain that to me. Because Stefano only requested that Raq kill Sal. Because remember, there's honor amongst thieves, so no other Italian family could take out a mob boss. So how did the FBI hear that Raq was about to put a hit on Stefano? Who in Stefano's camp is snitching to the FBI? Was it Giorgio? Because how else would the FBI have heard or known that there's a hit out from Sal's people, the Italians, when it's really not? Okay, Courtney Kempis, and we going back like we did with the Reginald Power. I'm going to start calling you out on your shit, girl. Okay? Anywho, okay, so they go by to warn Sal. They want Sal to be turned state's evidence against whoever that they looking up. I can only assume that they going in for Stefano. I'm not sure, because he didn't really say who it was about. But no, Sal turned him away. Told him, "Get the fuck out of my house. I ain't finna do that." He talked to his wife, Teresa. Teresa should have known something was wrong when he was talking about, the kids growing up. Marco, who's now dead and everything. Marco out there playing. And how much he loved and missed her and this, that, and other. And she the best thing that ever happened to him. Teresa, as a mob wife, should have understood that something was wrong. Okay, but anyway, she wanted to go ahead and talk about this christening. Apparently, Marco had just had a baby, and they got to christen this baby on Saturday. Now, one of y'all in the comment section of last week's video mentioned the christening, and you said something about the fact you wonder if they saw Marvin because they had a picture of him or something like that. I still did not see whatever you was talking about to say whether I believe yes or no they got a picture of Marvin, because when I watched, I didn't see where they got one. But then again, I might have still missed something from last week too, because like I said, I was in the hospital when I watched this. So I was kind of loopy. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out of sleep. I was on meds, hooked up to IVs and shit going on in my arms. So I don't know what the fuck I watched last week, to be honest. But I don't know why. I didn't see what you were seeing for me to say, yeah, I think that they might have saw a picture of Marvin. But yeah, so he got this damn postal truck. And it looked like the dude with the wheelchair. The one that helped him escape the Bailey building. It looked like he was the one that was driving the mail truck. I don't know who it was. I could see him drive his own vehicle because they maybe modify it for him, being that he's paralyzed from the waist down. But I can't see him get up there driving the damn mail truck. That I can't see, but that's what it looked like was driving. Anywho, in the meantime, Mr. Bingham comes over to the house. He wants to present this opportunity to Juke about her singing. He remembered the video that she was doing with Nicole, and even though she done came clean to Bingham to let him know that Nicole got the drug from her, he still cares for her as Nicole would have cared for her. And he thinks that opportunity would be perfect for her. It's going to be for a girl group. And he stops by her house. He meets Marvin. And she like, "No, I don't sing no more. I don't do that no more." And Marvin was like, when the fuck did you stop singing? Okay. Well, remember, she was looking at her options for going to college and everything, or trying to do something with her grades. And the lady told her that she can go into the military and become an officer candidate. And they made it seem like it was such a bad thing. If you got grades to go into the military as an officer, usually you go through college first to do that, go into the officer program. But if you want to go in as an officer, then that's not a bad thing. But usually if you're coming straight out of high school, you're not going straight into the officer program. At least I don't believe that's how it was in the Marine Corps. Anyway, she goes, sits down to talk to this Army recruit and basically telling her about the ASVAB and all that stuff that she got to take. She got to take that with any branch of service, honey child. You got to go through any type of testing, medical and everything, honey child. But once they sit your ass in for the ASVAB, they can get your ass shipped out the next fucking day, to be honest. They can send you through MEPS and ship you out the next fucking day, to be honest. But she just really wanted to get away from Queen. She's sick of it all. She's sick of her family. Juke is still on her own. She is on her own in this family, living her own life. You see, her daddy wasn't really concerned about her education that much as well, either her or that fucking counselor, for real. But she wouldn't talk to the recruiter. She went to go sign up for the military. So this might be the starting point for her deciding to go into the police field. Because remember, as an officer. Remember, I talked about that before, and I was like, how does she end up as a cop? If she does go into the military, a lot of times people that go into the military, when they get out of the service, they do go into the field of being a police officer. So that's a possibility as well. Because other than that, I don't see any clear path to her for going to become a police officer. I don't understand that mindset, especially since she couldn't even trust police officers. I just don't understand that mindset at all. And for those of y'all who saying, now y'all don't believe that she could have went to the military because the military usually straighten you out and make you more disciplined as another. I'm a product of the street and going into the military, and let me tell you, it does not always straighten you out. I did some shit when I was enlisted, trust and believe that. And it may not all be so looked upon as being disciplined. Okay, let's put it that way in a nice way. So yeah, it doesn't. Sometimes it brings out the natural behaviors that you have grown accustomed to in life. Sometimes it'll straighten you out. Sometimes it won't. Like, and back then in the 80s, I think they may still do it right now too. A lot of people were being put into the military instead of jail. I'm just saying, that shit just don't wipe away. I don't care how disciplined the military can try to make you. It don't just natural. It doesn't. Your natural instinct does not always go away just because of you saying, "I do to Uncle Sam." Okay, but it can. Okay, like with people that go in, it's usually being bullied and stuff like that before they go into the service. Sometimes it can give them this ego that they bigger and badder once they get out the service, and you see their demeanor change. But most cases, they still the same scary little motherfucker they was, you know. Anywho, child. She did decide that she's possibly going to go ahead and look into this singing in the group situation. So she goes back over to Lou, who's still drinking. And she tells him, look, you fucked me over, you know, when it came to my music last time. And Lou did sit down and offer her a sincere apology this time. She apologized for him losing Ziza. I didn't even think he cared about Ziza like that for real. But anyway, you know, he accepted that they both suffered losses. He probably the first person that said to her, "I'm sorry that you lost your mama." You know, probably ain't no telling. But I don't recall anybody else saying it to her at this particular point in time. So she sat down with Lou and they finna try to make music together, make joyous music together again. Well, while she's out there doing that, the whole I'm going to get Sal is going down, right? They at the baby christening. Marvin pulls up in the front, and there's a whole lot of other families that pull up there too. Being that the FBI had already contacted Sal about a hit being put out on his life, it's very possible the FBI was around there. I just didn't take notice of them. But Marvin had took notice of all the other mafia family members pulling up, so he decided to go around to the back and do it another way. So they drove around to the back. That should have been sign number one to anybody. 2 postal carriers do not ride in the same vehicle together. This is not UPS. That's a UPS thing where you'll see 2 drivers in the car, 2 people in the car, or Amazon, not the post office. They don't do that. But anywho, child. And if you see 2 people, it's a supervisor riding with them, and the supervisor's gonna be in plain clothes. It's not gonna be 2 uniform people. Anywho, so the Christian is happening, and Marvin comes up on the side. He's walking through as if he's delivering mail. He goes over to the mailbox, what have you, and starts to place like this fake mail in the box, but he has a gun with a silencer on it already in there. And they walking out the house. Out the church. He sees Sal's with the baby, and he pauses somewhat because he don't want to kill this baby. That's pretty much what it is. Meantime, Raq is over there getting her hair done at the salon. This is her cover, her alibi of where she is at. Now, before I even go any further than that, let me go back to Unique for a minute. Unique decides, because after he been manhandled by Stefano earlier in the episode, he goes back over to Stefano and say he wants to make a deal with Stefano. He wants to do business with him, and they're gonna work out something, negotiate something, because he's still getting it popping, because Raq still ain't in it. At least that's what her mouth is saying, and both of them don't believe that she's really telling the truth. Okay. He goes back home, and Ronnie is there, his brother. Prashina is really pressed about Ronnie still being there, because he's weird. He's sitting there watching TV, and the TV ain't even on. He's just quiet. Unique decides that he wants to take Ronnie out, get him out, let's loosen him up a little bit, and he takes him to the club too, right? Well, the dude at the door gives him a hard time about him having jeans on. Now, the ticket guy had already said, fine, you can come on through, whatever. But then the dude at the door with the dress code, he's like, nah, you can't come. I don't give a fuck what that nigga out there said, right? So now Ronnie has got his fucking feelings, okay? He don't like to be talked to or talked down to at all for any reason. They get to the club, and Unique got all these girls that are him. He like, get these bitches off me. He ain't in that type of mood. He ain't in that mindset. Ronnie is about business right now. He is formulating this plan on how he could take it back over the streets. You got to be 2 steps ahead of the cops, is what he told Unique in the car. And Unique, like, his business has changed. It shouldn't have changed that much. Now, this is the thing. When the show first started, Kanan was about 10, if I'm not mistaken. And he's grown up, right? I think it was like 83 and it's 92. I think this is the 90s now, not the 80s. This is the 90s now. So I think it's like the 90s now, and it was the 80s when we first started. So Kanan was about 10. Ronnie was already in jail. I think he had been there for a couple years. But Ronnie was like a top gun on this street. And they still, he out of jail. Everybody, because of the type of man that 50 Cent described Ronnie to be, everybody should know who the fuck Ronnie is. His reputation should precede him. Okay, they said you got this motherfucker that's out here wilding out, going buck wild the street, the one who you don't want to go head to head with. Okay, he's scared of Ronnie, that dude. I'm saying that's how they described him. So now that this motherfucker's out on the street, the word should be out. Ronnie is back, right? But everybody out here acting like they know who the fuck Ronnie is. Ronnie should be just as big of a name as Def Con, from the way that they described him in season 1. So this is another Kip-ism to me, that everybody is clueless about who Ronnie is and what his demeanor is. Okay? I'm really confused on why people are clueless about Ronnie. Ronnie's supposed to be a bad motherfucker. Okay? He's sitting up in the club. He got the bitches up off of him. He see the doggone dude who's supposed to be at the door. He peeped that nigga inside the club. Ronnie finna put a hurting on that cat. Trust me. He finna put a hurting on him. How dare you say something about my freshly pressed jeans? That motherfucker had that fucking starch. You remember that can of starch you used to spray and get those fucking creases in your pants and your pants stand up? Them gel creases, baby? Yes. I remember we used to lay our motherfucking jeans out with that goddamn starch. Ronnie was on that shit. Okay? And he gonna slit that motherfucking throat with his damn pants leg. Trust me, watch. They gonna have a starched throat cut up in this motherfucker. Ronnie finna hurt that dude. I don't understand why Ronnie is not known. When Ronnie got released early, I'm not understanding why it's not known. And there's now 13 people that has been released. And somehow this is going to play into the whole storyline in some kind of significant way. I'm not sure. Now, I remember that they had said Ronnie had told Unique that he got out because of a TB scare. But no, they associating Ronnie with this officer who had did some bad shit, or this judge that did some bad shit. Can't remember if it was. I thought it was an officer or a judge. And now that's why his cases are being dumped and all these people are being let out. Ronnie is one of them people, but Ronnie did some shit. And he, like I said, his reputation should precede him. And I'm not understanding why people don't know who the fuck Ronnie is. Okay, so now we go back over to the church. Teresa decided she wanted to take some pictures. You know, the baby just been christened and everything now. And wants to take some pictures on the church step. This gave Marvin the opportunity to take out Sal. Now, ain't nobody tripping off the mailman still at this mailbox delivery man. Now, this is Saturday. The post office do deliver on Saturdays, so it's possible that the mailman could be there. But how long he's taking at that fucking mailbox ain't no concern to nobody. Sal's people ain't got his ears open. Sal didn't let none of his people know that this supposed to be a hit out in his life. None of that. Marvin walks up behind him with the gun in hand and pops Sal in the head. Blood, brains, and all over Teresa's nice little teased hairdo, right, child? And Sal's dead. So he has a gun out, a shootout with a couple of more folks. Now, when the post office truck dropped Marvin off, he dropped him off on the side of the church. Remember, he came up on the side of the church and he walked past the front courtyard. When they was coming out of the church, he was on the side. And Marvin ran his ass through the church. Somehow, the post office truck that normally go about 10, 15 miles an hour made it all the way back around the block, back to the back of the church, where Marvin had the ability to run through and hop on in that bitch and go away. You know? And as Sal laid there on the front of the church steps with his brains blown out, Raq sits up in the salon chair with her nice little blowout. You know, her roller set rap that she had going on. And then Raq smiles, a little smirk that she only do. Like she know that the deed is done. And she know that it was done right. Raq ain't done with this business. Raq ain't done with this business. And just like Juliana said, because she went to go tell Juliana and her cousin, I can never remember his name, Dominique, Domingo, one of them, you know. She told him that he was out the game. He's like, okay, cool. When is it ever cool? Raq knows too much about you for it to be cool. I'm with Juliana. You just gonna let her out like that? Let her walk away with no consequence? And he was like, why should I worry about she got a new supplier? That ain't normally how I go either. Because she makes too much money for you. And you just easily let her walk away from you like that. But he tells his cousin, we ain't got to worry about Raq. You need to worry about Raq coming back for you, though. And I'd be glad when she knocked the curls out of Juliana's ass. I really do. I ain't never liked Juliana. For real. I mean, I didn't want her getting her ass beat by her husband. But I still ain't liked her ass for the time. But that's the end of the episode, y'all. Flip mode is on. Flip mode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. Leave your comments down in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.